WXII 12 News at 10 on the Triad CW starts now.
I was just shocked. I was surprised because it hit the whole neighborhood.
The latest round of severe weather leaves widespread damage in the Piedmont Triad. We'll take you to some of the areas that have been hit the hardest right now at 10. But first, meteorologist Michelle Kennedy is going to kick off our team coverage tonight.
Yeah, and as bad as that damage was, we just saw things could have been a whole lot worse, Michelle.
Yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, we're still talking about some of those damaged areas. Some reports still coming in with trees coming down. We're grateful, though, that we have not had any reports of damage in terms of injuries to human life. We're really grateful for that. Here's this one beautiful picture of this possible tornado in High Point. Take a look at this from Elizabeth Raper earlier this evening as she was traveling, taking a picture out the window as a passenger. An incredible shot of what may be the lowering of that tornado to the ground. This is just one view, and it looks like she had another great shot as well. So take a look at this one here. You can see this one, the before picture, before you even saw the first one. Just incredible shot of what looks to be a funnel cloud and, of course, tornado as it's touching the ground right here in High Point area. Tomorrow morning, the National Weather Service team will have a survey crew that will go out and assess the damage, not only from High Point, but likely as we go up into Guilford County, out through Gibsonville, as we head out into Alamance County and then east. And you can see it looks a lot messier tonight as we've got those showers here and some very light rainfall signatures coming back, but some thunderstorms still now firing, these just strengthening within the last 20 minutes. We had a couple of thunderstorms here also over Surry County, kind of rolling north and east up through Stewart as we went through the last couple of hours, and then a couple more starting to pop. Now, we don't have a risk for severe weather overall, but one or two could still bring in some good heavy downpours for us. Most of the damage reports here coming in from what we've seen earlier in the day. Then we're watching those thunderstorms now firing up over Rockingham County north of the Triad at this hour. We've also had some showers over areas of Mount Airy. We are really foggy out there too, so we'll have to deal with fog, but the risk of tornadoes all the way to the north and east, and we're grateful to be done with that severe weather threat for tonight. We'll talk more about the heavy rain on the way overnight. It's coming up.
Michelle, thank you. While the biggest threat has moved on, the power outages are still a major issue here in the Piedmont Triad. Here's a look at where things stand. We've got about 6,300 people in the dark statewide. The vast majority of them are in Guilford County, close to 5,000 at this hour.
And as we continue our severe weather coverage, we're still surveying some of that damage out there tonight. Our Justin Schreer's live in High Point with a look at the conditions off of South Main Street. Justin, what have you seen tonight?
Hey, Brianna, good evening. We're seeing a lot of scenes like this behind me. We're talking about power lines down, damage, and a lot of power outages.
I was making dip. I was making Mexican food.
Denisa McNeil was cooking dinner Thursday night inside her home near South Main Street in High Point when she heard this noise.
A boom, boom, boom. That's what I heard.
And then what happened after that?
After that, everybody came outside and we started looking around the neighborhood and make sure everybody was okay.
Part of a tree fell on her home while another part hit a power pole, taking with it power lines.
I was just shocked. I was surprised because it hit the whole neighborhood.
Just down the road, a similar site as Fidel De Los Santos and his family assessed the damage to their home.
I was just worried what happened to my family if they were okay, but from that we can fix that. The tree, no big deal, we can throw it away.
In Guilford County, there were thousands of power outages as storms swept through the Triad. But as folks continue to clean up, they're thankful the damage wasn't worse.
Everybody been checking on each other and everybody's okay.
And Kenny and Brianna, folks here say the good news is that there were no reported injuries. On the Department of Public Safety's website, they're reporting about 5,000 outages throughout the Triad. Live here in High Point tonight, Justin Schreer, WXII 12 News.
Justin, thank you very much. Our team coverage continues now with WXII 12's Chris Peterson. He spoke with folks in Burlington whose homes suffered damage as well.
Tonight, the power is out in this Burlington neighborhood, and folks here are left picking up the pieces from this afternoon's storm, which left shingles off roofs and siding up in trees.
But you can see our siding here.
Madeline Brown says she was on a work Zoom meeting when the furniture in her home started rattling and the power went out.
It was really scary. I ran down the stairs and tried to seek shelter as quickly as I could while trying to remain calm.
Brown says she did receive an alert on her phone, but the storm seemed to come out of nowhere and was extremely intense.
The entire house felt like it was going to come flying off from the foundation. That's how intense it was.
Due to the damage, Brown says she and her family will stay elsewhere tonight.
We have no power and there's leaking inside, so we have to be careful with that too.
So far, there are no reports of any injuries, and Brown says there was one other blessing to come from all of this mess.
Actually, the silver lining here is that I just got to meet a couple of my neighbors. I've been here about 1.5 years. I hadn't met several of them and we got to chatting, so that was pretty cool. I guess that's the silver lining here.
And these neighbors will have several days worth of cleanup ahead of them. In Burlington, I'm Chris Peterson, WXII 12 News.
Thank you, Chris. High Point appears to have suffered most of the worst that we saw from the storm. Our Leanne Denyer checked out the damage along South Main Street, not far from Business 85.
Crews are already cleaning up after powerful weather moved through the Triad. Throughout High Point, we've been seeing a lot of this, trees down and crews at work trying to get things picked up. With power lines coming down, crews in High Point certainly had their work cut out for them. The High Point Fire Department also out Thursday. They responded to a Motel 6 with damage, the wind blowing the door right off its hinges. Fences and trees came down too. One man nearby told us he hasn't experienced a storm like this in decades.
Big wind, shaking the car very bad, and just had to basically stop under a bridge so I could be safe for my family. Me and my wife was together, and it was the worst one I've ever seen.
Take a look at this. This tree, just one of the trees coming down. That is a problem that we saw throughout High Point. The cleanup will continue. In High Point, Leanne Denyer, WXII 12 News.
Now I want to give you a look at damage in Lexington. This is off of Old Highway 64. Lacey Sizemore shared this picture with us, showing a trampoline picked up, turned over, and certainly ruined. Now here's a look at some of the hail that came down in the Sparta area around 7 o'clock this evening. It littered grass, walkways, and porches in that area.
We've got some more video from High Point now. Mrs. Johns sent us this video. She shot it on Montes Court between Baker Road and Cox Avenue. Look at that rain, literally coming sideways. She says this is what it looked like right before the storm hit. Governor Cooper did declare a state of emergency earlier. This allows trucks and equipment to respond to emergencies and power outages more quickly than usual. It is possible that more trees could still come down here overnight, so be sure you are ready if the power goes out. And WXI12.com is a fantastic resource to stay up to date with whatever's going on with the weather. You can check out the up-to-date forecast from our team of meteorologists and also view the interactive radar to see when any bad storms might be headed your way, or perhaps on a more positive note, when we'll see some sunshine.